Okay, it's the story that France has suspended its counter-terrorism cooperation with Mali, and we need to discuss that and many other things between Mali and France. Is Mustafa Jinodi. We are welcome to another African political show. My name is Afolabi.
Okay, welcome, brothers and sisters throughout of Africa. This is Global Politics, which focuses only on African politics. South Africa, Nigeria, Mali, all parts of Africa. Kenya, I don't leave anybody out. I can't say every country, but we're covering. Today, we're going to cover a serious situation here. France, it says they're no longer going to work with Mali for counterterrorism. Oh, I'm so sad. Here's the question here before we go on to why. ISIL, Al Qaeda, all of these counterterrorism that France is working for. Um, I'm not going to over exaggerate and say France is the one doing. Where does that money usually come from? Folabi.
We know where it comes from. It comes from the
The
West.
West. The West. Where
The
France
West
is,
is funding
yeah,
everything, every single thing.
yeah. So can you imagine? I'm the one funding your terrorism, and now I tell you I'm not going to help you with counterterrorism. For lack of a better word, who cares? Now let's go to why they say they're no longer helping with counterterrorism.
Good,
Because
good
my
riddance.
my good riddance. Yeah, break down the story for us. I don't want to take all the hogging story. Tell us why they're doing this, Afalabi.
Yeah, well, I feel they're being hit hard, basically
Well, I
because
mean, the background. So basically, Vezilier, that's his name, right?
yeah,
Yeah, a French guy who was in Mali. Uh, I'm not saying he did this or not, but Mali government is accusing him of trying to orchestrate a coup or something that
yeah.
undermines
I
the
think
government.
Mali arrested a French national, Yann
Yeah,
Vezelier, accusing him
yeah,
of espionage, basically plotting to
yeah.
destabilize the country, including alleged involvement in planning a coup. Now, there are no evidences,
Also,
but
might I add, they
I don't,
also
I
Mali
don't.
also arrested two
Yeah, go
generals.
ahead, go ahead.
Sorry to cut in. Last thing, they also arrested two generals and dozens of other Malians too, not just him. Now I'll let you go. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, for a country like Mali, where the regime has been threatened so many times with coup, and their leader his life has been attempted so many times, why would you blame them for taking such a step? I think it's a proactive step in trying to stabilize the government. Because if you look at it, this guy is it, it has not been investigated, but it might just be one of France's pawns in trying to carry out espionage activities to destabilize the Malian government. Because I think France are sulking from the fact that Mali is hell bent on separating themselves from them. They want to become independent. They don't want any
Yeah.
imperialist influence in Mali anymore. And it's affecting France. Much so, every other francophone speaking countries begin to sever their relationship with France. And Mali has taken the strongest stance against this. And I think this is
Yeah.
why France seems to be fighting back. I see this as a fight
Yeah.
back, really.
So we also have Burkina Faso. So what's going on here is that this guy that Mali is arrested, France is saying he's a member of their embassy in Bakamo. What's the Bamako? That's the
Bamako.
capital of
Yeah.
yeah.
Capital of
I don't want to
Mali.
get it wrong. Yeah. I saw the picture of this guy. If he's an embassy person, he looks more like a houseboy who sweeps. He looks like a dirty man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if really he
Like
was
a
part of the embassy.
degenerate. He looks like a degenerate.
Looks like a degenerate. Let's say that he is a member of the embassy. My question is, good riddance anyway, because let me tell you, there's no reason for there's no reason for Mali to have a French embassy in Mali. France is the enemy of Mali. France is the enemy of Cote d'Ivoire. They're the enemy of Togo. They are people who have killed millions of our people, caused so much suffering, and taken our gold, our uranium. So we shouldn't even have embassies there. So it's a good thing if our Mali continues to turn this conflagration and raise it up until they get every fucking French person out of the country, because there's no reason for them to be in the country, because they're not welcome. They're not welcome in Africa either. I'm not talking about French citizens. I'm talking about members of French government. They should not be in Africa because they have no
Yes.
good intention.
They don't have
So
any
whether
business
or not
there.
now, if this man is innocent, that's a problem. I don't want an innocent man to be arrested. So let's have a trial and bring out the evidence. But if I were to advise the leader of Mali, I would just send that guy back to France. Just send him back. don't keep him hostage because you're just going to give them excuses to send planes and bomb you. What do you think,
Yeah,
Afolabi?
I agree with you. Plus, including the fact that France also expelled two Malian diplomats from Paris. So this,
Yeah, good, good.
yeah.
What should they be doing there?
Yeah, Mali responded by declaring five French diplomats in Bamako persona non grata. So this looks like Mali is determined to sever their relationships with France. They don't
Yes,
need
I think that's
France. They feel that France has always come under the guise of helping Francophone countries to fight insurgency and terrorism, while using that as a bait to exploit their natural resources and keep them
yeah,
impoverished. And Mali has
yeah.
woken up and they are not going to take any of this. So
No, no.
whether they suspend their counterterrorism or not, Mali doesn't really care. They will align with Russia and what they call this guy, Prigozhin's people, Wagner
Yeah,
Group.
Peter is dead. Wagner.
They don't need France
Yeah,
because France is just basically exploiting them. Alliances
no.
with the East, Russia and Prigozhin is going to add value to them much more than what France would ever do since the independence of this country. France has
Yeah.
just
Although
basically,
Prigozhin is dead, he's dead, but his group Wagner is, which the Russian
yeah,
government has
I'm
overtaken.
talking about the Wagner Group. I know Prigozhin is dead, but the Wagner Group is still very active in doing a lot of
Yeah,
counterterrorism activities
yeah,
in Africa, just to
yeah.
chase away the imperialists, the Western.
Although we need it's good to deal with China and Russia because we need their help now, but we also want to get to the point where once Mali uses its national resources to develop its technology and science, it will no longer need help from Russia and China. It can just trade with
Yes,
them. But for
yes,
now,
yes.
and this is the project of African sovereignty. Unfortunately, has to go through whatever help we can get now because
For now,
the enemy
yes.
that we're fighting,
Sure.
America and France, is very powerful. So we need to ally ourselves with Russia and China and everything. But while we're doing that, we need to make sure that the leader of Mali needs to make sure that not only do you revolutionize your government with your coup and set up your own state, make sure you use the resources the way that Traore is supposed to be using them to build up your country so that at some point, maybe other countries will be coming to Africa asking for technology and not the other way around. Since we have some of the oldest knowledge systems and we have resources that can pump education and everything, we should be competitive with China and Russia with technology.
Sure,
But
sure,
it's going to take, to be honest with you, it's going to take 100 or 200 years before we reach that level.
sure.
What are your last thoughts on this case, Afalabi?
But I think they stand a better chance by aligning
Oh
with
yeah,
Russia and Russia align
I'm pro
completely.
Russia, but we should
Yes.
always be careful.
It,
Yeah,
it,
go
it,
ahead.
it will help them compared to what France has done since many of these countries have had
No, no,
independence.
no. Al Qaeda, and ISIL, and all these things. They all came about either directly or indirectly through American money and through the help of and through the mediation of France. So France is playing both sides. They're funding terrorism, or they're part of the system that funds terrorism, and at the same time they're part of the system that funds uh, anti-terrorism. Same thing as when you look at Rwanda versus Congo, or Congo versus Rwanda, or the things that's going on in Sudan and Somalia. All of both sides that are fighting are getting money from Western banks, and it's the Western project of not just colonializing but keeping us unstable so they can just take our minerals. What are your last thoughts, Afolabi?
So basically, I'm happy the way Mali is taking this thing. They are extending their tentacles to the alliance of the Sahel, and they are looking to people with similar vision to tackle this problem. The junta has taken internal steps, arrests of generals. There's been crackdowns on dissent, and they've copped a lot of political parties that seem to be having influence from the West. And they're really strong on their sovereignty rhetoric as the Malian leadership presents its stance as a reclaiming sovereignty and rejecting foreign interference. I feel they are in a step in the right direction, but they can't do it alone right now. They need partners
No,
in Africa, they need partners outside Africa. But I think it will do them a lot of good if they go east rather than west.
thank you very much. Take us out, Afolabi.
Okay, it's been a brilliant show. We've been discussing France and their constant bullying of Mali for Mali's stance in chasing away the Western imperialism in the Francophone speaking countries of Africa. And from Mustafa and myself, we'll be back again with African show sometime, maybe towards the end of the week or probably next week. Bye for now.
Yeah,
Like, share, and
more of
subscribe.
a Stay on. Just take out the recorder. You know what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Take out.